expensive. These is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a very detailed tutorial on how to install your lace front. Jumping straight into it, that will suck it up for oil control so you can get all the dirt and oil. We have scissors, leggings. I got these from Dollar General. They're in the color nude. And you're gonna need some sharp scissors. You can use any color stocking, but this is the one that I choose. Right here, I'm showing you what the wig looks like, which is a transparent 22-inch red unit. It can be purchased from Bestiegang.com. Here, I went ahead and put the cap on, and what you want to do is cut your ears out. You want to be very careful on this part because you don't want to cut them open up so wide to where it's just, the cap will just bust open so wide that you'll basically have to put a new one on. Right here, I'm taking Freeze Bitch, which is my adhesive waterproof glue that can also be purchased from Bestiegang.com. I have two glues. The second one is Cotton Diesel Strong, and this one is Freeze Bitch. It'll hold you down better than any one of your exes ever will, ever can, ever has. Okay. Right here, just going in with another layer. And I have that comb. I think I got that comb from Amazon, but they have some at the beauty supply store too. And you just want to do this evenly. You want to make sure that it's even, that you got an even coat, and you know, just that is, you're putting it on correctly. Make sure you follow Bestiegang Collection on Instagram and Grlwitgrill on Snapchat to stay up to date. And I'm taking those shear scissors and going ahead and cutting off the stocking cap. Just cut off the remaining of it and go ahead and press that down because it still should be a little tacky. So don't worry about if it isn't, you know, all the way down. All you have to do is just press it right back down and you won't have no problems. Then I'm going to take my brush. I didn't add any foundation to it. This is the foundation that was already on it. Boom. If I was bald. Baby. Period. But you just take the foundation and go ahead and put that on there. This is basically a natural plucked hairline. This is how all my natural plucked hairlines come. I wanted to basically show y'all what that looks like as well without me going in additional and plucking it. So I do love the way that my natural hairline looks as well without me going in and, you know, making like a dramatic hairline. So after we go ahead and put the wig on, you just want to make sure that it is on correctly, that it fits. Then you want to get some pins, and then you want to go ahead and pin it up, get that hair out of the way so that when we go ahead to glue it down, we won't have any problems. And I also tried to get as close as possible. Let me know if y'all like this view. It's up close so y'all can see what's going on. Then I'm just cutting in zigzag motions going down. And then right here, you can do it two ways. The way that I like to do it both ways, but you can come in from the side door and then go to the back door. That's how I kind of tell besties how to do it. See how I came in from the side? I never really come in from the front straight to the back because I don't like that straight line that it gives. So I like to creep in from the side though, then hit the back. Then I like to come from the front and kind of just even it out a little bit. And you see how that fit perfectly behind the ear. Then we're going to go ahead and do it on the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and speed that up just a little bit. Because I didn't want this video to be too long. But I did want it to be very detailed. So basically all you're doing is cutting it up to the ear. On this part right here, you see how I had to go back in? And a trick for me is I like to just slit it. I like to cut a little slit in it. I don't like to really keep cutting because it can just shape differently. And right here, I'm just going back up to the lace front and just cutting it. Staying close, but not as close. And you see me zigzagging it right here. You don't want it to be straight across because once you glue it, that's how it's gonna show. It's gonna show just like that. So I'm just coming in, zigzagging. Pay close attention. Pay close attention to the scissors, and you just see how you slightly kind of move the scissors a little bit. And then what I'm doing right here is going back in and size it on my head to make sure that it fits correctly. And then push everything back so we can go ahead and start to apply our adhesive. I took the Suck It Up right there so we can remove the oil, the makeup, and everything that comes along with it. My Suck It Up is so much better than alcohol because alcohol leaves the light line on your forehead, so that's not good. So we taking our first layer of Freeze Bitch. Go ahead and lay that down. Make sure again that it's very even. You want to do it even so that when you do go to do the baby hairs, if you do the baby hairs, then it won't lift. Now we're going in with the second layer. Go ahead and let that dry, and I'm using Bestiegang fan. Now we can go in with the third layer, and you see I'm not using a blow dryer. Girl. Go ahead and let that dry, and then once it's dry, turn clear, we can go ahead and start applying the wig. When you start applying the wig, you want to go very slow, and you want to not tap it all the way down, but you want to kind of force it down so that it can stay just enough so that you can continue to keep moving to a different spot. Ah! Y'all, that boy was calling me in the shower. See him in here trying to do my voiceover. He needed a towel. Naked ass. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you press this down. You want to make sure that you press it down, but you don't press it down forcefully, because just in case we need to move it, you want to be able to lift it up and move it where it needs to move. But you want to make sure you put that over the edges and about 1 inch above where we had laid the glue down at. The best thing to do is when you're pressing it down, to press it down very lightly, and then if it's some spots where we need to come back and glue it down a little bit more, then we'll come back and do that. And you'll see where it's actually not all the way glued down, and I'll have to come back in with some Freeze Bitch and kind of put a little bit under it. But it's better to do it that way than to have the glue all the way too far forward and then you try to remove it, because it's very hard to try to remove it. So it's better to add it. And then over here on that side, we're just going to make sure that the sideburns and everything is down. And then once you see that that's the place where you want it to be, then you'll go ahead and start pressing everything down. And then I'm going to take the scissors and press everything down with the scissors. And don't worry about the back. I'll show you how I cut the back. The back is very easy to cut, and I decided not to glue the back down because I'm not gonna wear this up in a ponytail. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna wear it up in a ponytail, but if I do, I'll just come back and glue the back down. And this is a part where I was telling you where it's easier just to come in and add the glue where we need it versus me being all the way forward and the glue be showing and you can see the glue. So you got to be real careful with that. Real careful with that part on not adding too much glue and going too far above. So if you need to take a pen and do your marks, that'll be real good too, so you can know, how far not to go. So here I'm just taking the scissors and coming back on that hairline and just pressing it down. And then I'm taking my hand and doing it this way too. And if you're going to press it with your hand like I'm doing, you want to make sure that you don't have anything on your hands. No oil, no dirt, no anything, because it can just lift up. It'll take everything from off of your hand and it will literally lift up. So you want to be real careful with that. Right here, I'm taking the end of that brush and getting that glue at the end of it. And then I'm going to go real gently and real softly across the hairline so I can bring out those little baby hairs like so. And then I'm going to go in and just press it down real good and real firm, because you want that to be melted in the good, girl. Can't tell if this lace front is not melted. And then go ahead and just get rid of the bag. You don't really worry about the bag. As long as you just clamp it down in the bag, you'll be good. And then I'm just taking some light hairspray and taking the hot comb. And this hot comb right here, girl, you got to be so careful with this hot comb. This is the old school hot comb. Then I took that brush again with a little bit of foundation on it, and I cut this at an angle, just cut it at an angle, and I went ahead and took it off. And this is basically what I did for the baby hairs. You'll see me go in for the sideburns with some mousse, and I use the Erica J mousse. I love that mousse. And I also get a lot of good tips from her as well. She gives a lot of good tips, so make sure y'all check her out too if you want to keep up, you know, just with the trends and really what's going on. It's always good to follow somebody that actually does hair so that you can just, you know, keep getting good tips and tricks. So right here, I'm just combing it, brushing it through, getting any extra hairs that I had done cut that would normally shed. Go ahead and make sure you run your fingers through it real good, and with a brush or a comb to get those extra hairs out. So I went ahead and put a middle part in it, and this right here is where I'm actually just doing the edges. If you want a detailed tutorial on this right here, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make sure I cook that up for you. And then right here, it was kind of long, so I had to come back in and cut it down just a little bit. And then I'm just parting it and just going in with that hot comb, because the hot comb just sets it off. It's light, girl. You see how that's just melting in, honey? You cannot tell me that do not look like scalp, bestie. That shit look like scalp, babe. So I'm just taking that, and you want to do that on both sides. Just getting it real good. And I actually use the styling wax stick from Bestiegang.com as well to go ahead and lay everything down. And the flat iron that I'm using is a Baby Bliss flat iron. I love this flat iron. I do believe it's like $179.99. And you can get it from Amazon. But yes, girl, just look, honey, look, honey, look, honey, look. So I'm just getting that flat iron and just going in there from the root and just getting all that flat. You want to make sure that you have some type of styling wax stick, a very good styling wax stick, and it just brings the hair alive. You see how it's shiny? It's just alive. So you want to definitely make sure that you have that. And see how I'm going right on there? Believe it or not, it's on the lace. It's on the lace front. So I know it look like scalp, but baby, it is on the lace. And I like to get right from the edge. Oh my God, girl. Just look at this install, honey. Jesus. So I end up doing baby hairs, not this day, but like a few days after. I end up putting a little bit more baby hairs at the tip of it. And right here, I'm just rubbing it through where some glue or some spray might have got stuck at, and just coming from the tip of it and black ironing it out, girl. So this is the finished look. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe, hit your notifications. And when you hit the bell, hit all, okay? And I took some foundation and just rubbed that in so we can go ahead and get that more realistic. And yes, girl, this is the finished look. See y'all on the next video, and y'all take care. Oh, that sounded so cheesy. Oh my God, besties. Bye, girl.